Wrestling fans, I'm Chris Carter, and this is my partner, Josh Jonai, the guy with the bow tie, and this is CIW Wrestling, brought to you on WTOL Channel 11 Toledo.
Step into the ring, the crowd feeling alive, in the spotlight bright, yeah, we ready to strive. Champions rise, every match is a show, fighting for glory, that's how legends grow. From the top of the ropes to the mat we fly, no pain, no gain, you know we reach for the sky. We are warriors here in the name of the fight for the passion is clear.
Fans, this is Chris Carter with Championship International Wrestling. I have two very special guests with me today, and I am so happy to be here. Matt Simpson, Lazy Boy, Home Furnishings and Decor, Airport Road, right? Airport Highway, I'm sorry. Right here in Toledo, Ohio. Matt, how you doing today?
Doing great. Welcome to the most comfortable set in wrestling.
This is very plush. I'm kind of looking around thinking what I can take home. See, get yelled at when I get home, but that'd be okay. I wouldn't mind. You know, Matt has been very instrumental in CIW and helping us get to where we are. We thank you so much for everything that you do, and a lot of things wouldn't be possible without you.
Well, thank you. You know, at Lazy Boy, we're all about the family, all about comfort, all about home. And we just love the fact that tie-in with CIW being a family-friendly event. And you cannot worry about bringing your kids out, that it's not going to be traumatic or upsetting to them in any way. They're going to have a ball.
You talk about family. We were just talking a couple of minutes ago about your grandkids and stuff, and Christmas coming up. How's that all going?
That's going great. They've got their CIW shirts on their way, and they're a couple of them under the tree already.
That's so awesome. Also with me today, the president and COO of Championship International Wrestling, Mr. Phil Nitro Monahan, our fearless leader. Phil, how are you?
I'm very happy today, Chris.
That's good. I'm so glad that you're here. You know, talk about family and everything. You know, Phil, I know that just recently you welcomed a granddaughter into the fold. You know, the number one professional wrestling family in Ohio, Michigan, and Indiana, referred to sometimes as the Monahan Mafia. How's she doing?
She's doing great. She's doing great. You never know. Maybe someday she'll be in the ring. Little Avery. Her name's Avery.
Well, I know if you have anything to do with it, she'll be training next summer. You know, also, you know, you're a great son too, and you help your mom and dad out a lot. And I love that personally. I think that's so great. How's your mom and dad doing?
They're doing very well. They're doing very well. I got to say, I had great parents growing up. So, I mean, without them, I wouldn't be where I'm at.
Isn't that something I'd love respect, don't you?
Yes, I do. That's awesome.
I think that's great. You know, getting back to CIW, we've made some incredible strides forward this year. It's just been absolutely unbelievable, you know, thanks to people like Matt. And, you know, we have a lot of other people in our corner, too, you know, Mac here in Toledo over at GMC. Yeah. You know, so we're very blessed to have a lot of people with us. You know, in the wrestling world, there's a lot of people in the wrestling industry and journalists, reporters, podcasters, and they all are saying like, hey, man, CIW, that's an overnight success. And I'm just wondering what your thoughts are when you hear something like that.
I wish it was an overnight success, but like anything that is good, it takes a lot of hard work and a lot of time and a lot of patience. And CIW has been around for almost 30 years. This part of CIW, anyway, since I've taken it over. Before before I was involved in it. My trainer, Jay Bowers, the bounty hunter, rest in peace, he owned and operated CIW out of Indiana. And then when I came in, I helped him and then eventually took it over.
It seems like the direction you're leading us in right now is something kind of unheard of in the wrestling industry today, and that's like we seem to be kind of building a little territory. Well, how did you come up with that?
Well, we didn't have to reinvent the wheel on this. A lot of people think some stuff might be outdated or antiquated, but um, just doing it how we loved wrestling. Growing up, I'm just following the same things that I loved, that Michael Elgin loved, that you loved. I watched Chris Carter growing up. On Fox 36, Bruiser Bedlam.
Don't date me like that. Uh, but it's true because I used to love territorial wrestling. Also, I mean, there was 50 territories in every state. In the continental United States, it was absolutely unbelievable. So I think it's really great. But give us a little more insight of what's really going on in CIW today.
CIW today, we're growing by leaps and bounds. Every event is getting bigger. We're booking more shows. We're booking more events through Michigan, Ohio, Indiana. We've got some new towns coming up, and people are calling us and they want us to come in. They're seeing what we're doing. The WTOL deal was a huge thing for us, thanks to Matt, and it's helping put us on a map. And this is where every big wrestling company starts. Like I said, I've been pushing it for 30 years, never to. I always wanted it to be at another level, but I've never really had the time. I haven't had the team that I have now, putting all the right pieces in all the right places. It's almost been like the perfect storm this last year. I mean, you had your first CIW event, back last February, so it's almost a year, and look how much everything's changed. You've got on board with that, and how did you feel coming to your first CIW event?
Well, I mean, I personally, I was honored to come. I thought it was great when you called and said, "Hey, would you want to get involved in this?" And then you said, "I got a dream," and he tells me, "My dream is that we make a TV production." I'm like, "Oh, okay." In the world today, I says, "Well, let's give it a shot." And you gave it a shot, and it's really come a long way since there. I'm truly amazed at everything. I'm so thrilled to be part of this. And you said we have a great team, and I'm telling you, we have a team. We are all team players. Matt's our team player.
Right, thank you. I started, I think, pretty close to that year ago as well. And the really nice thing that I've noticed is watching it grow. Every month, there's more people there. There's more people there, and the excitement in the building. It's just so much fun to go to.
I'll tell you, this has been a great year. We just were involved with the Lucas County Child Services with their Gift of Joy event, and that's something that Matt and Amanda from Channel 11 got us involved in. And our last show at Christmas time, we had a big toy drive, and that came out very successful. We're also involved with the Lucas County Special Olympics. I know that Phil goes over there before every show and hands out 50 or 75 tickets, and when they come, man, they are lit up.
Yeah, those are some of our best fans right there. I love to be able to give back to the community. I want to be embedded in the community. Like when people think of CIW, they think of family, they think of entertainment, they think of just fun, and a good place to be. And I just don't want this just for Toledo. I mean, Toledo's our big market, but I want this to be for other areas too, where people can come and bring their family, from grandma and grandpa to the grandkids, and come back and leave after that show and say, I gotta get to the next one.
And you mentioned earlier too that we're going into different towns, we're hitting new markets. A lot of things are happening. It's just like a whirlwind of activity. I never thought I would be so busy again in the world of professional wrestling as I am now. But we have a great team once again, and everything is going good. Are you finding how many obstacles do you run across with professional wrestling? I heard maybe like one once.
Well, you know better than that, because being on the team, all the different things that we come across. Sponsors, getting sponsors is a big deal. Talent getting injured, equipment malfunctioning, people retiring. Just all sorts of different things that come at you. I mean, life just happens, and I can tell you better than almost anybody. Life happens, and sometimes it can kick you down, but it's just how hard you can kick back.
There was a great line in a Rocky movie. It was something like, "It's not how hard you can hit, but it's how hard you can be hit and keep moving forward." And that's CIW.
Absolutely, 100%.
I think that's great. We don't get a chance. I mean, our paths cross all the time. We're all doing stuff and everything, but we rarely get a chance to actually just sit down and talk like we're doing today. I'm loving this. I think this is great. And Matt, you have been so involved with everything, and you're so big in the Toledo area. Everybody just respects you for what you do. And I've said in the past, I said, if you cut this guy, he bleeds Toledo.
Yeah, well, you got to remember, Lazy Boy was originally from Monroe, Michigan, right up the road. That's where the chair was invented, the reclining chair, back in 1927. So for us, we've been part of this community. The community's been very good to us, and it's our part to give back a little bit. We do whatever we can do, whether it be food banks or CIW. We're all here just to try to make this a better place to live for all the families and our neighbors. And I want to tell you that from an outsider coming in and watching you guys, the setup of what it takes to put on one of these shows is absolutely incredible to me. And I see that there's everyone is hands-on, whether it be working in the kitchen getting things ready, or working getting the ring ready, or getting the wrestlers ready, and there's nobody that's too big for any job that I see on CIW, and that's really cool to be part of.
Thank you very much for that. I'll tell you what, it's amazing because our fans don't really know exactly what goes into every show and what we have to do to get there and do everything. Now, we have some big shows coming up, and the one big one coming up in Toledo area, and there's a lot of big stuff happening on that card. You want to elaborate on that a little bit?
We have a lot of good matches coming up on that card. Michael Elgin versus Brandon Day. War Ready Maliko against Freedom Ramsey, which they've already tore the house down before.
And not to interrupt you, but there's a match on that card that really intrigues me because throughout the 46 years I've been around the wrestling business, I haven't seen too many of these, and it's an unsanctioned match.
Yes, the feud between Jackson Stone and Malice has reached a point where CIW officials are not comfortable with it being under the CIW banner. As you know, we talked to Gary Warncheck. He checked with our legal team. He's our legal advisor, and he recommended against that. So I have, however, been in touch with the Lucas County Sheriff's Department. We will have them on staff for this fight. It's just going to be a fight.
Gary Warncheck, he is our chairman of the advisory board. And when I came to him with this problem, he really was hands-on immediately in trying to come up with a solution for this. And I think he did a heck of a job. I think he's really, working hard with us.
Absolutely. When you see Gary on the programming, it's a serious issue.
You're not kidding about that. What do you think about that unsanctioned match?
That's going to be a wild one. I can't wait for that one.
I'll tell you what, I just, everybody, you come there that night and be ready to buckle up your seatbelt real tight and hold on because it's going to be a pretty rough ride. Any more about the inner workings?
The inner workings of CIW, it's family oriented all the way from top to bottom. Like when I started this company, or when Jay introduced this company to my family, we did a fundraiser for my high school. It was my first year wrestling, and my parents were involved in helping push that and sell tickets at my dad's work, and I was actually working with my dad too, so that was kind of cool. But they really pushed it. My grandfather was a huge wrestling fan. He liked to watch wrestling, and one of my first wrestling experience was WrestleMania 3 at the Pontiac Silverdome, and yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, my grandfather, my dad, and my brothers were all there, and as you know, like I said, I talk about family. As you know, like I've got 4 brothers, and 3 of those 4 wrestled with me, and I'm not wrestling anymore, but kind of the last of the Mohicans. But now I've got my sons wrestling, Landon and Caden. Landon actually got in the ring for his first professional match at like 10 years old. So
that's amazing. He is so shy too, and he's just kind of withdrawn a little bit, but let that bell ring.
Right. Now he's a 6'6", 240-pound monster. My son Caden, he's 6'2", 380 pounds. I mean, he's a bulldozer. But there's other family that is involved in this too, and that's My lovely wife is in the back running concessions, keeping track of some payroll. She's doing that. And I say that our whole organization is like a family, you know. We've got Ray Orndorff. He helps out. He does little extra jobs here and there.
5-time Hall of Fame referee.
Yeah, and he's always helping, whether it's helping fix the ring or running to grab something that we need. Andy Shane's another one. I may not agree with some of his
Antics.
is a good way to put it, but you know, Andy was CIW before I was even around. So, you know, it's amazing that all these, you know, some of us are still here.
I just love the family atmosphere. You know, I talk about the 46 years that I've been involved in the business, and ironically, I just celebrated my 46th wedding anniversary. So can you imagine what my wife has been through in these last 46 years with me running around and going crazy and going all over the place? But man, she has been just a solid. For me, she is the backbone of our family. I have a beautiful daughter and a son, and I'm telling you what, we have a great family. I'm very blessed.
You're lucky. She must be an angel to put up with you.
My niece's husband calls her baby Angel. So there you have it. So Phil, a little bit more about wrestling.
CIW wrestling. As a matter of
Is
fact,
there anything else?
right. You know, we've just grown so much, and we have bigger goals. I've been talking to Matt about some of those goals too, about expanding our territory, getting bigger sponsors, and it's all just a work in progress. You know, I'm looking forward to my boys getting more involved and doing more. Caden's out with an injury right now.
Yeah, Caden's he just had a serious knee surgery operation, and he's going to be out at least a year, isn't he?
At least a year. You know, and he was getting some good momentum going. So I'm hoping he can get motivated and stay motivated, get in better shape, rehab that knee, and come back 110%.
I hope that he doesn't see this part of the interview because he'll be upset. But War Ready Maliko sure has something to do with that, along with the unhonorable Shoguns. And I know you were there that night, Matt, at that show, and they just blindsided him in a parking lot.
Yeah, scary moment there. It was pretty real, and I hope the best for him. I did see when he came out of surgery, some funny videos while he was still under the medication, and he seemed like a lot of fun at that point. But I'm sure after that wore off is a different story.
Well, wrestling fans, there you have it. CIW, Championship International Wrestling. Sit-down interview. This is great. I loved every minute of this. Thank you very much.
We should do it again sometime.
Let's do it. Let's do it not too far off. How about that?
Next time we'll go get one of those nice recliners and we'll just kick back and try to stay awake during the interview.
Well, I'm going to have to request a massage and heat with that if you don't mind.
And I'm going to have to request a Real American Beer with that.
Real American Beer. Hey, now we're talking. Now, listen, that's something we didn't hit on, but let's talk about that for just a minute before we go.
Real American Beer, the official beer of Hulk Hogan, his beer company. We're actually working with them for some sponsorship opportunities, and that's going really good. So hopefully in these next few CIW events, you'll be seeing some Real American Beer, brother.
It's like a never-ending battle of truth, justice, and the American way. Thanks, guys, very much. This has been great. Chris Carter signing out.
CIW fans, your votes have been counted. Here are the results of the 2024 Championship International Wrestling Year-End Awards. Fans, your votes have been counted, and the CIW Newcomer of the Year Award goes to the man that'll be challenging for the CIW National Championship in 2025, Freedom Ramsey. The current national champion, War Ready Maliko, was not far behind Freedom Ramsey in the poll. As a matter of fact, Freedom Ramsey won Newcomer of the Year by a mere 2 votes over War Ready Maliko. CIW, your vote for Tag Team of the Year had a lot of competition. But at the end of the day, the winners of the fan vote are the Amish Assassins. The former CIW World Tag Team Champions seem to be no more. But that didn't stop them from winning your vote and becoming Tag Team of the Year. Championship International Wrestling brought a lot of matches this year that could have easily have won this vote. But fans, the votes have been counted, and you have decided that the match of the year was a CIW World Title match between the Ronin, Michael Elgin, and Malice inside the Steel Cage. A match so big, the aftermath of it is still being felt all these months later. And now it's time for our biggest award of the year, the CIW Wrestler of the Year. The man that the fans got behind the most with their votes is the current Championship International Wrestling World Champion, Michael Elgin. Congratulations to Michael Elgin and everyone else that received year-end rewards. And we look forward to doing it all over again in 2025.
This hour's top news story. An informant led officers of the Muerto County Sheriff's Department to a cemetery just outside the small rural Texas community of Newt early this morning. Officers there discovered what appeared to be a grisly work of art, the remains of a badly decomposed body wired to a large monument. A second body was found in a ditch near the perimeter of the cemetery. Subsequent investigation has revealed at least a dozen empty crypts, and it's feared more will turn up as the probe continues. Deputies report that in some instances, only parts of a corpse had been removed. The head, or in some cases, the extremities removed, the remainder of the corpse left intact. Evidence indicates the robberies have occurred over a period of time. Sheriff Jesus Maldonado refused to give details in the ghoulish case and said only that he did have strong evidence linking the crime to elements outside the state. Area residents have reportedly converged on the cemetery, fearing the remains of relatives have been removed. No suspects are in custody as the investigation at the scene continues.
CIW Ringside is brought to you by these great sponsors.